So we've got to try something different. Follow the equation that got me elected in 2018.
Oh, okay. A lot of your it didn't work for Bill Nelson then, but let's move on to you. Let's focus on you because you're the one running. You've been very critical of Governor DeSantis' handling of the COVID pandemic. Listen to what he said earlier this spring.
If you look at what's happening in South Florida right now, I mean, this place is booming. It would not be booming if it was shut down.
The data backs it up. I mean, Florida has a 4.8% unemployment rate, well below the national average. The per capita death rate from COVID-19 is 27th, nowhere near the highest. Do you think he deserves credit for that?
No, I don't think he deserves credit. He had a very laissez-faire, hands-off approach to COVID. First of all, there was a lack of transparency during the entire pandemic. He had, no information that was coming out of our nursing homes, no information that was coming out of our prisons.
He moved. He was one of the quickest governors to move to lock down the nursing homes, the opposite of what happened here in New York.
Well, what the problem was is that he also wasn't giving information, and so made orders very confusing to the people of our state. Local governments are the ones that stepped up and took leadership here, and then he dismantled their power along the way. So the people that really should take credit for what is happening here in our state are our local governments, are our local businesses that also stepped up, our food stores that made sure that there was social distancing inside of them, the restaurants that made sure that they had the QR codes. So it's the private businesses and our local governments that stepped up. Ron, the entire time, not only was not empathetic towards the people of our state, but was very confusing on the way he was leading our state.
I hear your points on the messaging. I'm just asking you, Commissioner, since you're running to be governor of Florida, about the hard data while Ron DeSantis was and remains governor. And you can't argue that the unemployment rate in Florida right now is half what it is in New York and California. And it is 27th on the list when you look at COVID deaths. My question is, all your criticism of him saying he didn't shut down soon enough, calling for mask mandates statewide, looking at the data, did he have it right and did you have it wrong?
No. And I go back to what the local governments did. The governor didn't do a mask mandate, but the local governments did. That is what slowed down the spread of the virus down in South Florida, down in Orlando and Tampa and our big cities. That was what slowed down the virus, is because those leaders stood up and made decisions. And then when the governor lost control of the narrative, he then took away the power from our local government. And so to give the governor credit and to reinvent the history of this issue is not appropriate. Sure, we are doing better now, but that is because of our local governments. He chose which organization, which industries to open up at what times, made it very confusing. It was the local governments and the local businesses that stepped up to the plate.
Commissioner, let me ask you one final question. We'll definitely have you back. I wish we had a lot more time, so you're invited back anytime. But let me ask you this. I thought it was interesting. I was watching an interview you did recently, and when you launched your campaign, actually, you said this in the announcement, and you said it won't be easy. What do you think your greatest weakness is?
I think my greatest weakness is the fact that right now, Ron is on a platform on the national stage. And so he's getting a lot of national PR, but but we are going to take that and turn it into a positive, because the people of our state want somebody who's going to serve 4 years in their term. And Ron DeSantis isn't going to promise that to the people of our state. And so they are needing to understand that Ron is already stepping on our backs to get to the presidency in 2024. And so while he's getting all this national media, national attention about taking the Trump platform to Washington, D.C., the people of our state deserve better than somebody who is already looking to run for president and not serve the full 4 years here as governor of our state from 2022 on.
All right. Well, you just had about 7 or 8 minutes on a national platform on CNN. So come back and we'll dig more into the key issues. For Floridians, Commissioner Freed, thank you.